Hello there, little gerblets. How we all doing today? So, I'd like to tell you a little story before we get started here. So when I was in high school, I was volunteering at the University of Tulsa, where I grew up, and I was helping to park cars. And my mother was a University of Tulsa graduate, so was my great uncle. And I had ambitions of going to the University of Tulsa, and I did. Ended up getting my master's there, had a great time. Wonderful school, actually. So Tulsa is the smallest Division I college sports university, I think, in America. I don't know. Used to be, probably still is. But they are an athletic powerhouse for their size. Frequent NCAA women's tennis national champions. The golf team's amazing. Yeah, it sounds kind of like an Ivy League school because that's what they want to be. They're not known for football. So one year, we were hosting Oklahoma State Cowboys, which if you know much about college ball, you know they're a pretty darn good team, typically a top 15 team. Well, it was raining. It was a horrifically cold afternoon. We were getting our butt kicked royally. It was like, I don't know, the score was like 10-24, 10-27, I don't know. It was pretty bad. 5 minutes left in the game, and the stadium had just started to clear out because, well, it was obvious that Oklahoma State was going to win this. When suddenly, the university threw a Hail Mary pass and scored a touchdown. Awesome. We're still 2 touchdowns behind. Oklahoma State gets the ball. On the reception, they fumble it. Somebody on our team recovers, runs it in. Touchdown. Amazing. So there's like 3 minutes left in the game, and we're only down by a couple points now. Field goal's not going to do it still. Got to win. So we kick the ball to them. Oklahoma State, 1st and 10, goes nowhere. 2nd and whatever, goes nowhere. 3rd and whatever, goes nowhere. Long story short, we get the ball back with about a minute left in the game. We score again, making 3 touchdowns in the final 5 minutes, and Oklahoma State loses. They fall to the University of Tulsa. Now, I don't remember which year it was, but I'll say in that same time period, I remember 2 years in a row, we went back-to-back, 1 win and 11 losses. It's kind of like this Michigan game right here, where Michigan State had the win, 9 seconds left in the game, and Michigan fumbles the ball. The other Michigan recovers, runs it in, touchdown, and the yellow team loses. Kind of funny. Point is, I don't feel too bad about how this GAC goes, even though I want to, because I did so good and fumbled the ball in the last 2 battles. So you can jump ahead if you want, of course, to see what happens. I think I had gone 5 matches in a row at 65 plus banners. Maybe it was 7 matches in a row, 65 plus banners. It was incredible. I was like, okay, my opponent, first off, his name is Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I'm like, holy crap, I'm up against Obi-Wan Kenobi? Well, he got 1,737 banners. 1,737 banners, which is really good. So normally I save ships for last. And here I cleared the bottom, saw the background, cleared the top, saw the ships, thought, what the hell, let's just go ahead and wipe them out. I got 76 banners against one of the ships. I think it was my home one versus their home one. Oh, this is a good one here. Once again, Ewoks destroy Qui-Gon Jinn. If there's no... I love it. I think Ewoks are so much better than Qui-Gon Jinn in a mirror match, or in this match, unless Kenobi's there. If General Kenobi's there, it's a challenge. Anyway, so 76 banners, home one versus home one. Man, that was a high. It's so hard to get bonus banners in fleets. I mean, it's really hard. But not only did I win with full, I got bonus banners. And I was, again, just patting myself on the back. And I went to the bottom. It was Mon Mothma, Bounty Hunters, and Nightsisters. And I'm looking at all three of those teams. I'm like, I got this. The win. Hallelujah. I'm going to beat Obi-Wan Kenobi here. I'm just feeling good about that. So I send Imperial troopers against Bounty Hunters. 65 banners. Easy. Bounties don't even get a turn. I'm looking at Mon Mothma. I'm looking at the Nightsisters. I'm like, I bet Nest can solo Mon Mothma. I mean, it's Biggs, Biggs, Wedge, Lando. Oh, and Hoth Han, the healer. And I'm like, yeah, there's no stun there. There's no tenacity down unit to worry about. In fact, there's just no debuffs at all, pretty much. And I know that Wedge can hit pretty hard, but the whole team supports every turn. They all assist. And I'm like, that's just instant bonus protection out the wazoo. So I go in, I'm like, this is easy. Here we go, 68 banners. And what happens? Mother Puss Bucket Wedge, that piece of awesomeness. I really want to shout out some expletives, but I know there could be some young Ewok gerblets in the audience. One shot's Nest. I had full health, Relic 4, maybe Relic 5, I don't remember, and one shot's Nest. One shot. Nest goes down. And with that, so does the whole Grand Arena. This is actually a problem I have with Grand Arena Champions. I really like the system, and I really enjoy the matches. But it shouldn't be that you have, 4, 8, 11, plus 2 ships, 13 battles you have to do. And you're essentially guaranteed a loss if you lose just one of those matches. I mean, it's... I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's because I'm in Kyber 2. Maybe it's because in the Kybers you just don't have the luxury of banner flexibilities. I don't know. But the previous round, round 1, I also lost. I did pretty good on the offense too. I was really proud of myself. But that guy got like almost 1760 banners on me. I don't even know how. Like 1760-ish. I'm just waiting for that to hit SWGOH so I can look at the history. Because he got so many banners that it implies he pretty much beat every single one of my teams 1v5. And I know I don't put the most difficult defense down. I really don't. I know that. But I've got a solid bounty, which could have been Imperial troopers. I got a solid Mon Mothma. I think a better one than most people. I don't know. It's not the greatest defense. I get that. But anyway, I'm digressing here. I just can't wait to see the results on that one. But this one, this Obi-Wan Kenobi fella, hat off to you, bro. You lulled me into overconfidence mode. And overconfidence begets poor judgment. And poor judgment begets errors. And one error is all it takes in GAC Kyber to lose. Here we go, ships. Woo! Screenshot that. See, I saved my Executor here for offense. I think most people are doing that. Most people are probably doing that now because TIE Echelon and Finalizer actually has a very, very consistent, viable counter now to Executor, which is, as someone who, I don't normally spend much money in this game, but I did wail for Executor. Totally did, because I saw the guaranteed crystal income out of it. And in terms of return on investment and entertainment value, quite happy about it. I don't mind it. You can spend money in a million places, and most of it just goes to nothing. So I wailed out on Executor, and I've been benefiting from that. But it looks like the meta is about to shift. I don't know how well the Finalizer with Echelon is going to hold up on defense. Can't wait to see. Also, the new TIE Interceptor with Second Sister, I think, is proving to make Thrawn's fleet a whole lot more viable. It can beat Executor, not consistently. Things can go south real fast for it, but so I think Executor has sadly, suddenly outlived its guarantee hold on defense. 70 banners, not too bad. 73 would have been better. Here we go. 76 banners coming on this one. Also in the news, you probably heard that in all the Kyber levels of GAC, we're going to a 6 fleet requirement. 3 on defense, which means you need 3 on offense. And that just frustrates me. Because I have a couple good fleets, but I don't have Malevolence, I don't have Finalizer. I don't have the Radish. Yes, I called it a fruit. And of course, Endurance is just gag me with a spoon, I think. So I haven't ignored fleets. Hell, I just admitted I just wailed out on the Executor. Here we go. Here's where we get to see the Royal screw up in about a minute and a half. But I just unlocked Sith Eternal today, and I was thinking, hallelujah, now I can farm the characters I want to farm again. And then the news broke about the fleets, and I'm like, well, son of a gun. It occurred to me, though, as I'm looking at my fleet roster, that uniformly, had I pursued Slicker, my fleets would be substantially better, because I would have relicked Kylo and Kylo. There's 2 different ships right there. The Shuttle and the TIE. TIE Echelon with First Order Officer. I don't remember the other one. There's another ship out there. Oh, both of the TIE Fighters. Special Forces TIE Fighter, First Order TIE Fighter. So, guess what I will be starting next? Slicker. Yay, Slicker. Because, in the process, I will be gearing up 5 different ship pilots, which I have to have now to maintain Kyber. Thank you, CG. Thank you. I do get that, actually. That's how they make their money. I can't fault them for it. I mean, they are capitalist, and they are running a business to make money, and that is not a bad thing. That's what makes the world go round. But it does suck that I was really looking forward to gearing up Iden, to gearing up Kyle, Mara, who else? Oh, Stormtrooper Han's going to hit gear 13, I hope, tomorrow or the next day. Yeah. So what I want to do is going to have to start to take a back seat. But it's going to be a... There it is. God, right there. Holy hell, did that just upset me, seeing it even in replay. Goodness gracious. And that after all that time, this GAC dies because of that. Oh. Good game, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Good game. So yeah, going for Slicker next. But I am going to continue to do my little pet projects on the side. So, I don't know. I guess I'll start with the... Kylos, I guess. They're already... Most of my First Order's Gear 11, so it shouldn't take me too long to get Slicker. It took me 3.5, 4 months to get Sith Eternal from when I started. But I already had a bunch of characters good to go, of course. So, what is this? This is March 26th. Probably will have Slicker by... I don't know, August 1st? It's crazy to play a video game that you actually have to think like that. Well, if I invest now in that Apple stock, I should be able to retire with my 401k by the time I'm 49. Jeez, that's how this game feels. Anyway, I do like the game. And after losing Nest, I just kind of got pissed off and just threw whatever I had at the last one. So 55 banners there, whereas I could have certainly got 60 to 63, 64 against those Nightsisters if I had chosen a better team. And then I was like, well, what the heck? I didn't get to play my Admiral Ackbar OMICRON, so let's just throw that in here, see how well it does against Mon Mothma. And surprisingly, did pretty good. And you know what else? If I had the OMICRON on Leia, which is my next OMICRON, I think this would have been, had I done it the first time, I think this might have been close to 65 banners, probably 63 banners, because Leia would have been constantly healing the team here. And I would have, Mon Mothma's team wouldn't have had turn meter if I hadn't screwed that up. And I would have gone straight after Cal Lando, who's squishy, and then Wedge, who's squishy, and I would have stunned them down and just destroyed them with Leia. And I think I would have got 64, 63 banners out of this, and that would have given me the win. That's it. That right there. Just Mon Mothma, I love you, girl. I love the team. I love the rebels, and y'all killed me. You crushed my soul. I'm so sad. I'm gonna cry. I'm hanging up now. Thanks for tuning in, boys and girls. I'll catch y'all later.